W.F. Howes presents an unabridged recording of Cursed Daughters by Oyinkan Braithwaite, narrated by Weruche Opia, Nnei Opia Clark, and Diana Yekinni. To Temidayo Odulami and Erifeoluwa Odulami, if you knew how much I love you both, you would be scared. Prologue. She was a mermaid, queen of song and sea, goddess of the gill-bearing vertebrates, mistress of the hearts of men. Only she quickly realized that in these waters the only creature that could flourish was Mami Water, and Mami Water was as far from the fabled mermaid as a creature could be. There was no shimmering fin, no haunting singing voice, no glossy skin. Instead, a mouth crowded with dagger teeth, hands that were deformed and decaying, features that were hard to look at but impossible to turn away from. Monife had had little interest in Mami Water, but in the end, when they found her body, she would be likened to the eerie creature. The water was cold and terrifying in the darkness. She was alone because Elegushi Beach was not a place you went to at night. In the blackness, the beach had a completely different atmosphere. Without the DJ blasting music or kids kicking up sand, it was joyless. Even in the daytime, most Lagosians stayed well away from the water. They were always surprised and a little awed when Monife wandered into the frothy waves in some skimpy bikini with her arms held wide open and her braids flying wildly behind her. Strangers would call her back, afraid for her safety, afraid to be witness to some tragedy they imagined was about to take place. But she had always returned to shore. The tragedy was here, now, with her wading into the cold thrashing waters. No, the tragedy had already happened, and this was simply the inevitable consequence. She thought of her mother, but the thought did not soften her resolve. She had left a brief note. She hadn't had the words. Besides, they would know why, and if they were unsure, her cousin could enlighten them. She was doing her very best to think of anything but Golden Boy. She didn't want her last thoughts to be of him. She had already surrendered herself to him in her life. She didn't want to surrender to him at the end also. But she was neck-deep now, and she hoped his heart would shatter into a million glittering, self-pitying pieces. He would swallow his pain whole, and perhaps he would choke on it. It was impossible.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?